make sure you're subscribed to JerCrispy.
Anyways, what's y'all? So most does the most. JerCrispy, welcome back to that video. Yeah, we here. I supposed to be watch this, you know. But hey, we had a lot of other things back up in our vision and in all the other stuff. So today, what I got y'all beating the scariest safety in the NFL history. Besides Sean Taylor. That's a scary safety too. Besides Sean Taylor, so but yes, I got Sean Taylor, then Cam Chandler, because Sean Taylor, bro, he's that guy. If he ain't had nothing happen to him, bro, he would have still been playing in the league to this today. Still scaring the YNs, man. Well, not even YNs, bro. Scaring the rookies. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Follow our social media is gonna be on the screen. And yeah. Subscribe to your boy. We almost to the road. We almost to that 400, y'all. Y'all know how we is 21 subscribers away to hit 400 subscribers. That is halfway to our goal. And y'all know our goal is to hit 500. So, hey, let's get it. Enough talking. Let's get on to the video.
Cam Chancellor was nicknamed Bam Bam Cam. And for good reason. He wasn't just a part of the Legion of Boom. He was its pulse, its enforcer. He crushed Vernon Davis, folded a 6'7", 300-pound offensive tackle, and even rocked Megatron. At 6'3", 230 pounds, Cam was a different breed. 3 inches taller and nearly 30 pounds heavier than legends like Ronnie Lott and Brian Dawkins, two of the most feared safeties to ever.
I forgot. Let me go ahead and make my top 5 list. Top 5 safety all time. I'm glad you just mentioned them too. Number 1 got to be Sean Taylor, Ronnie Dolphin, Cam Chandler, and then you could put what's dude's name was, bro? Who was like a cool safety, like that dude who played for the Pittsburghs. I think he rocked 43. You could put him on the list too. And then you could put what's that nigga? Bro, he retired at that safety too, bro. He like dumb. Bro. Who he played it for, bro? He played for like a lot of dudes though. Yeah. Yeah. I apologize. If it come up to my mind, then I'll see.
Play the game. He just wanted to go out there and be physical. That's just Cam in general. Cam wants to hit anything that's moving, said teammate Walter Thurman. Cam Chancellor was the scariest safety we've ever seen. Before Cam Chancellor became the enforcer that haunted NFL receivers, he was just a quiet kid from Norfolk, Virginia. In fact, in high school, he was a long, lanky kid playing quarterback.
When I moved to quarterback in high school, it was Mike Vick and Vince Young. Okay. You know, I tried to do things to dress like them, to move like them on the field. Couldn't do it, but I tried my best.
But that's where his foundation was built. Because when you've played quarterback, you see the game differently.
I'm at the bottom. Hold on. I'm at the bottom of the video. I'm at the bottom. Show Liz. Let me move myself back up. See, I'm gonna go to the right, actually. Bro, why is making a frame doing that? I'm gonna go back up to the right. Anyways.
You learn how offenses run, where the cracks form, and what it feels like to be the one under pressure. And one day, that knowledge would make Cam Chancellor one of the most dangerous defensive minds in football. His senior year, he finally started turning heads with over 2,000 passing yards, 500 rushing yards, a 10-2 record, and a playoff run.
I feel like everybody played like a different position, like in high school. But once, like, you know, the different route. I mean, a lot of things changed throughout the high school, bro. Like, I'm for real. Like, some people some people like usually play like wide receiver. They end up being like a all pro corner or something like that. But nowadays we got freaking people who could do both ways now. You know who the first person who did that? I think besides Deion Sanders, what was that dude name, bro? Who played both ways? I think he played for the Green Bay Packers like 19 something. It was 19 something.
It put Murray high on the map. Rivals listed him as the 27th ranked pro-style QB in the nation. Solid, but not spectacular. After receiving offers from James Madison, Kent State, Virginia, and Virginia Tech, Cam made a choice. He was going.
That was a good school to go to. Any of these schools that he had thought about going, bro? This was a good
Offers from James Madison, Kent State, Virginia, and Virginia Tech.
All right, so basically, I had a whole when I was playing college, the 25, bro. I had a whole player on this build. I did a coaching over here. Never played with these two. I ain't never touched them. I always go against them though.
Cam made a choice. He was going to be a Hokie.
I'm Cam Chancellor, and I'm a Hokie.
He didn't know it, but that decision would change everything. When Cam arrived at Virginia Tech in 2006, nobody knew what he was supposed to be. Quarterback? That's what he played in high school, but his throwing motion was raw. Cornerback? He tried it, but at 6'3" and 225, he looked more like a linebacker. Struggled to keep up with faster receivers. Safety? Not yet. The Hokies kept moving him around like a puzzle piece that didn't quite fit. But every time Cam stepped on the field, one thing stood out. The kid could hit. By his sophomore year, Bud Foster, the legendary defensive coordinator who built Virginia Tech's lunch pail defense, saw something. He moved Cam to the rover position, a hybrid safety linebacker role designed for controlled violence. And that's where Cam started to come alive. 79 tackles, 7 pass breakups, 1 interception in one season. Then came 2008, and Foster shifted him again, this time to free safety. Now Cam had the entire field in front of him. And that's when things got dangerous.
You know, people said I was too big, too slow to play safety, but I saw Sean Taylor, who was 6'4", 230 something, and doing a really good job at playing safety. So I went and put the work in.
He began seeing plays before they happened. Screens, slants, quarterback tells. Every snap he was diagnosing, baiting, and then waiting. And when he finally struck, the sheer force he hit with was bone-rattling. By the end of that season, he had helped lead the Hokies to an ACC championship and one of the top defenses in the country. Before his senior year, Virginia Tech's DB coach Torian Gray said Cam could be the greatest safety in Virginia Tech history. And Cam didn't take that lightly. He finished his senior season as the captain of one of the fiercest defenses in the country, a leader, a punisher, and a protector all in one. So as the NFL draft approached, amongst the many draft experts, Chancellor was projected to be a third-round pick, but scouts weren't convinced, especially after watching him run a 4.69 40-yard dash at the combine, one of the slowest among safeties. His
Wait, that's bad? That's like I look pretty fast to me because at best I'm not hitting no 4.69. She's talking about a safety. So you telling me a safety supposed to win 3.39? Nigga, please, bro. We human, bro. We is not no cheater out here. Doing no 3.39, bro. What the fuck, bro?
Vertical was fine. His agility drills were solid, but nothing screamed.
What the NFL scouts? Man, how about you know what? How about y'all? How about anybody, the NFL scout that said that was terrible? How about y'all lining up and run? Let's see what your running time is, bro. Man, hell nah, bro.
Star. So it wasn't until the 5th round, with the 133rd overall pick, that the first.
And they regret to let that man go 5th round. You see how like they be letting all these good players go way down, like Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill ain't getting picked up to like the 6th round, if I'm not mistaken. Like 6th round by the Chiefs, and yeah, that boy got about like 2 or 1 ring with the Chiefs and stuff like that. Like, bro, Tom Brady got the most rings as a quarterback in history. Who else? Shador. Oh yeah, Shador gonna be that nigga. I'm just gonna say it already. I'm just praying Charlotte go ahead and somebody gonna pick him up. You know, like the Browns, Chargers, Saints, anybody just come pick him up. I'm for real.
first-year head coach of the Seattle Seahawks, Pete Carroll, took a chance on him. No one knew it then, but the kid every team overlooked had just landed in the one place that would let him become something terrifying. But when Cam arrived in Seattle, he found himself buried behind four-time Pro Bowler Lawyer Malloy on the depth chart. However, he used that time to learn.
I watch how, guys ticks. I watch how they move. I watch the psychology of them when they run into people, if they slow down.
And that's dedication right there. Boy, that's dedication. If you want a spot in the NFL or a spot in a high school team or a spot on any sports, if you want to be better than somebody, bro, study somebody in front of you and study the plays, study the playbook, study everything, bro. I promise you, what the starter that they was glazing, and I don't like glazing. Well, that whole entire spring, watch that summer come, you putting in the work, catching over DBs, snagging it. They gonna be like, oh, that dude crucial. Yes, we gotta put him over our starter. I'm telling you.
And if they turn it down, I look at every single thing, and tendencies, mannerisms, like all of that stuff. I pay attention. I understand body language.
By the time his second season rolled around, Malloy was gone, and the starting safety position was up for grabs. Pete Carroll didn't hesitate. Defensive coordinator Gus Bradley didn't hesitate, and Cam sure didn't hesitate either. The position was his. You're the real deal. You're busting your tail. You do everything we want, Carroll told him. In the season opener against San Francisco, he recorded 10 solo tackles. 2 weeks later, against Arizona, Kevin Kolb dropped back and tried to sneak one over the middle. Bad idea. Cam read it, broke on it, and came down with his first career interception. By the end of the season, the numbers told one story: 97 tackles, 4 picks, 13 pass breakups, and a Pro Bowl nod. But the film told another. Cam Chancellor was changing the way offenses approached Seattle. Receivers started pulling up on slants. Tight ends were hesitating up the seam, and quarterbacks started looking somewhere, anywhere else. And inside the Seattle locker room, something was forming: the Legion of Boom.
Yeah,
in 2012, they were
I know what that Legion of Boom, bro. The only coldest defense out there, bro. Say hands down, bro. I promise you, the Legion of Boom they beat Tom Brady before, so I mean, it's not that hard. They beat Tom Brady before. They definitely would have beat Patrick Mahomes. Definitely the Bengals with Joe Burrow. Any team nowadays right now, their defense would have got whooped. And I'm not standing on that.
To announce themselves to the world.
And I ain't
Cornerback
saying
Richard
that
Sherman.
as an old head, because I like football in general. But I'm talking about defense wise. That right there. This was the best defense right here, hands down.
Was the voice, talking his talk and backing up every word. Free safety Earl Thomas was the brain, the one who saw plays develop before they even happened. And strong safety Cam Chancellor, he was the enforcer, the one who made the middle of the field look like a no-fly zone for anyone without a death wish, the one who put Boom in Legion of Boom. One game in particular said it all. Week 6 against Tom Brady and the Patriots. Cam finished with 11 tackles, and the Seahawks won by a single point, 24-23. Cam followed it up with another 11-tackle performance against Detroit later in the year, and finished the season with a career-high 101 tackles. But if there was one play that summed up the Cam Chancellor experience, it came in Week 16. Sunday Night Football. Seattle versus San Francisco. Two teams who flat out hated each other. Late in the first quarter, Colin Kaepernick lofted a pass to Vernon Davis near the corner of the end zone. Davis leapt, fully extended, and on his way down, he met 6'3", 230 pounds of pure violence. Cam launched his body straight into Davis's chest, knocking the ball loose and sending the Pro Bowl tight end crumpling to the turf. It was crazy, man. He hit me so hard, I just got up. I didn't know where I was going, Davis later recalled. I was like, wow, I just got hit by a very big man. He hit me hard. You know what he told me? He said, shake it off.
Pause. Just say, nigga, nigga just rocked my shit, bro. God damn. Bro, hold on, bro. Pause.
It's all right. Shake it off. That night, the Seahawks blew out the 49ers and capped a 3-game stretch of pure domination as they finished 11-5 and made a playoff push that ended heartbreakingly short against Atlanta. But the rest of the NFL had officially been put on notice. That offseason, Dan Quinn took over as defensive coordinator, and Seattle locked Cam up with a 4-year, $28 million extension. And when the 2013 season rolled around, boy, were the Seahawks about to get their money's worth. In Week 7 against Arizona, Andre Ellington took a handoff, and Eric Winston, a 6'7", 300-pound offensive tackle, stepped up to block Cam Chancellor. But Cam exploded through him like a wrecking ball through drywall, sent Winston stumbling backwards, then buried Ellington right after. The Legion of Boom finished first in takeaways with 39, first in points allowed at just 14.4 per game, and gave up the fewest yards in the entire league, a feat last accomplished by the 1985 Chicago Bears. Seattle finished the regular season 13-3. But those were just numbers. What made them terrifying was the feeling. Every crossing route came with a risk. Every receiver heard footsteps before the ball even arrived. Cam was in their heads, and he hadn't even reached his peak yet, because when the playoffs began, he leveled up. In the divisional round against the Saints, he put up 14 tackles and 2 pass breakups. Then the Seahawks defeated the San Francisco 49ers 23-17 in the NFC Championship to advance.
Yeah, that's what recent Sherman was talking about. He was trying to dab down one of the dudes, and the dudes had pushed him in his face, and he talked about, man, you mad? No,
to Super Bowl 48, where they would face off with Denver. And the Broncos.
It's the fact right here, my niggas. Y'all listen, right here. They said that the Seahawks had no chance against Peyton Manning. I forgot. And Peyton Manning got whooped too. Yes. And it's supposed to be Peyton Manning. I think what? Prime? This would have to be definitely in his prime. Before, I think they gave him another year and he beat Cam. I don't know what Cam Newton was doing that day. I don't know, saying that boy was scared to grab the ball for some reason. But hey, that's his story though. But this is Cam Chandler. The dog, the big dog. They said they would never, ever beat this team. It would be a blowout. I remember that. And everybody, boy, the Seahawks hushed them. I think Richard Sherman got hurt in the beginning of this game.
Were historic. Peyton Manning had just engineered the highest scoring offense in NFL history with 606 points. On Monday, Broncos receiver Demaryius Thomas was asked about the physicality of the Seahawks secondary, and Thomas said it didn't bother him because he likes getting hit. 6 days later, in the opening minutes of Super Bowl 48, Peyton Manning found Thomas on a crossing route, and Chancellor hit him hard. My first catch, I got decleated, Thomas later said. I got up quick because I wanted to feel like it didn't hurt, but it hurt bad. The Broncos were rattled. Seattle smelled blood. And by the end of the night, they'd forced Denver's record-breaking offense into 4 interceptions and delivered one of the most lopsided Super Bowl wins ever, 43-8. Cam finished with 10 tackles.
And you see how we just need to start letting these
the most lopsided Super Bowl wins ever, 43.
We need to start letting all these talkers who don't play a sport in their life and never touch the sport. They just talk on the person's name and just glazing them. You see how you was just glazing the Broncos and they got their ass whooped? Bad as it be? Too bad. They got their ass whooped like so bad. Nigga, they should have just put the cleats on. You go out there at your home turf, mind you. Home turf. This not even probably your home turf. This probably somewhere else. To drop 8 points. Mind you, that's touchdown and 2 points. Why Seattle dropped 43 points on top of y'all domes. Sad. That's sad.
3-8. Cam finished with 10 tackles, 2 pass breakups, and that early interception that set the tone for everything that followed. He had gone from a 5th-round pick to a Super Bowl enforcer, from overlooked to untouchable. That night, Cam didn't sleep. None of the Seahawks did. Seattle partied until sunrise, because they had just won a championship. But they weren't done. In 2014, Cam was named team captain for the first time, handpicked by his teammates, not because he talked the loudest, but because when he moved, everyone followed. But little did he know, this was the year he was going to face one of the biggest heartbreaks of his career. In the opener against Green Bay, he reminded the league what leadership looked like. 11 tackles, closing lanes like a one-man wall, and setting the tone for another season of punishment. 2 weeks later, in a Super Bowl rematch against Peyton Manning and the Broncos, Cam went full-on game wrecker. He picked off Manning, forced a fumble, and left receivers thinking twice about crossing the middle. And all this while fighting through ankle and hip injuries that would have sidelined most players. By the time the playoffs rolled around, he was battered, sore, and somehow still the scariest man on any field. And that's when he delivered one of the wildest performances we've ever seen from a safety. In the divisional round against the Carolina Panthers, Kam Chancellor was everywhere, finishing with 10 tackles. He even jumped over the line twice when Carolina tried to kick field goals. Later that night, with Carolina down 24-10 and fighting to stay alive, Cam Newton led his team deep into Seattle territory. Newton looked left, fired a dart toward Ed Dixon near the goal line, and Cam read it like a children's book. 87 yards later, he was in the end zone. That was Kam Chancellor's only career touchdown, and it couldn't have been scripted better. Seattle rolled through the Panthers, fought past Green Bay with a 28-22 overtime victory, and set up Super Bowl 49 against Tom Brady and the Patriots. And once again,
and to this day, son, I ain't lying to you, son, and they would have just ran this mug in, they would have won the game, bro. But nah, they wanted to pass
Cam
this.
came ready for war. He delivered his trademark hits, including one where he drilled Julian Edelman.
And Cam hit me, and it hit me hard, and I didn't know if I was down. I was good.
But what no one realized was that Cam was playing through torn knee ligaments. He could barely move, but he refused to sit out the biggest game of his life. Seattle was on the verge of back-to-back titles until, well, that happened. Even in defeat, one thing became undeniable. Kam Chancellor was the pulse of the Legion of Boom, the heartbeat of the Seahawks. But that offseason, everything got complicated. Cam wanted what he felt he'd earned, respect in the form of a new contract. When talks went nowhere, he made a promise to himself. He wouldn't return until he got a better contract or Seattle lost 2 games. And then Seattle started 0-2. So in week 3, Cam was back. The moment 31 stepped on the field, it was like the defense took a deep breath. Seattle went 10-4 the rest of the way, and Cam didn't miss a beat. In just his second game after returning, he delivered a play that reminded everyone who he was. Monday Night Football, Seahawks versus Lions. Seattle clinging to a late lead. Calvin Johnson, Megatron, catches a pass near the goal line, ready to win the game.
And they're going to throw. Stafford complete. Calvin Johnson to the end zone.
This, hands down, ain't nobody ever in their life could do some stuff like this. Boy, name a player right now, modern day, right now, could do something like this. And this Megatron, mind you, this is Megatron too. This is Megatron. You know Megatron was, for the Detroit Lions.
And when the playoffs came, Cam added another. In the freezing wildcard matchup in Minnesota, with the temperature hovering below 0, he stripped Adrian Peterson late in the fourth quarter. Seattle recovered, kicked the go-ahead field goal, and escaped with a 10-9 win, before the Seahawks fell short to the Panthers 31-24 a week later. By year's end, Cam was ranked 32 in the NFL Top 100, but no ranking, no stat line, and no contract could measure his value. However, injuries began to catch up to him. He missed the first few games of the 2016 season with groin and ankle injuries, but when he came back, it was like he never left. And his stat line of 47 tackles, 2 picks, and 8 pass breakups doesn't even scratch the surface of his impact. In a Sunday night showdown in Foxborough against Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, the Patriots were driving. Gronk lined up one-on-one against Cam near the end zone. Brady threw it up, and Gronk tried to body Cam out of the way like he had done with so many others. But Cam didn't move. He met him chest to chest, stonewalled him at the goal line, and the ball hit the turf. Seattle finished 10-5-1, reclaimed the NFC West, and even though their playoff run ended in Atlanta, Cam's presence never wavered. He had become something more than the hammer. He was the anchor, the mind and muscle behind one of the greatest defenses ever assembled. That summer, Seattle doubled down on him, giving him a 3-year, $36 million extension. It was proof that Cam was the identity of that defense. But the truth was, his body was in pain. Shoulder surgeries, neck stingers, bruised ribs, years of violent collisions. Because Kam Chancellor didn't know how to play cautious. But little did he know, that style of play would come to haunt him in 2017. In Week 10 against the Arizona Cardinals, midway through the fourth quarter, he stepped up for what looked like just another tackle, a simple play. But as he got up, something wasn't right. His neck locked, his arms tingled. The pain shot down his spine like electricity. Cam tried to shake it off like he always did, but deep down he knew. This one felt different. Doctors later told him what he didn't want to hear, that this wasn't just another injury. One more hit like that and he might never walk again. Seattle missed the playoffs for the first time in years, and Cam medically retired. To walk away from the game by choice.
Hey, I'd rather him walk away like that than walk away with no freaking walking in a wheelchair, man. Hey, you still the top 5 safety, number 2 on my list, dog.
Choice is one thing, he tweeted. To walk away from the game because of the risk of paralysis is another. That same body that had been built to break others finally broke him. The Legion of Boom's cornerstone was gone. Richard Sherman was the voice, Earl Thomas was the brain, but Cam was the soul. The 6'3", 230-pound safety who moved like a corner was the true leader and hit hard. When he stepped onto the field, energy shifted. Receivers flinched before the ball even got to him. Tight ends peeked over their shoulders mid-route. Even quarterbacks second-guessed throwing his way, because that's who Cam Chancellor was.
Yeah.
The enforcer, the soul.
Legion of Boom, man. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow our social media. Did pop up on the screen. We're on the road to 500, and I'm out.